Hello, this is John with Brainstorm Comics and Gaming, and this is this week's Turning the Page, and I'm here with the Cupid of Comics. Yeah, I'm going to keep using that one now.
That's
Cupid
fun.
of Comics, Chris Love. How's your week going, sir?
It's all right. Busy.
Pretty good?
Yeah, busy.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
We have a short Turning the Page this week, which I know our cameraman is happy about because apparently he has some Thai food
Got that Thai food.
awaiting him, and now you want Thai food.
Man,
And I was already getting Thai food also, so apparently it's
I guess I'm the odd man out. But by the time we're done with this, I haven't preemptively ordered the Thai food, so now I can't get the Thai food.
we did have good Indian food earlier.
We
though.
did. Yeah.
So there is all that.
Yep.
We're just going to do 3 topics and then the best Wednesday ever. The 3 topics are Miles Morales. Does he have a ceiling as Spider-Man? I know you had some pretty strong feelings when we were preliminarily talking about this earlier. We're also going to talk about the unionization of Image, which apparently several of the office workers are working on doing.
Allegedly.
No, they're definitely doing.
They're unionizing.
It's more about what they want the unionization for that we were discussing, and then we are going to do a comic book unboxing. The Peppers. Will the hat make an appearance for that segment? We all know the answer.
Are you gonna wear the hat?
What's that?
You gonna wear the hat?
I'm going to wear the hat.
I like when you wear the hat. It makes me giggle.
I was told that I should get one of my minions to wear it, and I was like, I don't think people would get as much of a kick out of it.
No, I'm not wearing the hat.
Exactly.
No, it's not happening.
Get Jacob to wear the hat.
Not on camera.
And then the best Wednesday ever as well. So we'll start off with the Spider-Man Miles Morales one. As I told you, every once in a while you see it pop up on those comic book groups on Facebook. A lot of people say, Miles Morales Ultimate Fallout #4, Blue Chip Book, Modern Era. I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Synonymous with Ultimate Fallout 4. Yes.
I don't disagree with that. But then there's always that one person who pops up who is like, oh, you should sell it now before it drops back down to $100.
You mean there's a jerk on the internet? No.
So more than one. There's several that start chiming in, what have you.
Sure.
But I mean, I think that does bring up a legitimate question. I know you feel like it's not all that legitimate. And I think I made it clear to you that I do think that it's going to remain a high dollar book. I don't think it's ever going to go down to $100 or $200 or whatever.
So you're explaining it way better now on camera than you did earlier.
Those people.
You used way less, more concise words earlier, and it just made me angry.
The question is whether he has a ceiling, though. And I'll let you begin.
Yeah. When you pose a question like that, it's a lot more tame.
Well, so, like I said, I do feel like some of the people who say that it's going to drop back down to $100 do have ulterior...
It's never going to be a $100 book again.
Well, I think they have ulterior motives. Either they want to buy it at $100...
I want to buy it at $100 again, man. I want to buy it at $25 again when I bought it.
Or they just don't like the new characters that are cropping up.
To say that any book has... I mean, every book has a ceiling. Mm-hmm. Every book is going to have a ceiling. Every book is going to top off. Whether this one tops off higher than it is now, we'll see. I think it will. I think it's going to hold its value. I think people who are saying these things are just trolls on the internet.
So I think some of them get incited when people compare it to AF-15, and they're like, "Oh, not my Peter Parker."
There is nothing that compares to AF-15.
Well, it's not just that. I feel like they're somewhat incited because of who the character is and what he represents.
Get
and I'm
over it.
Exactly.
Yeah, get over it.
Now, you and I did discuss this, and I do feel like there are certain things that hinder the character from growing beyond where he is right now. Number one being that they do recycle a lot of Peter Parker storylines.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that aspect of it. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that harms him from becoming his own character and finding his own personality and his own identity. And
I think, though, that's a very simplified statement of that. Yes, he is doing things that Peter Parker did when Peter Parker was in this stage of his inception in comic books.
Like we just finished the Clone Saga.
Sure, we just finished the Clone Saga, but it's definitely told in a modern way, where he's dealing with modern problems as a young teenager, just coming into his powers and dealing with secret identities and girlfriends in school, and the same stuff that Peter Parker dealt with. There's just way less like Gagzooks and tigers and...
No.
All that crap.
To stand on your side for a second, when DC relaunched their second generation characters and their third generation characters, they retold the Flash of Two Worlds. They retold Superman Red and Blue. They retold those stories as well, because a lot of people cannot afford the original issues. So, and again, that generation may not be aware of those storylines, so they're kind of representing it to them and with a new character that they can more identify with than their father's character or their grandfather's character.
That's Miles.
So I mean that is a line of defense that you can definitely make for the character. I do feel like they are hindering him also by having him in the same universes as Peter Parker, because he will always be compared to the original as a result of that.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like, we're all old guys.
Yes.
We're going to be gone. And then these kids are going to remember Miles as their Spider-Man. And
he's getting video games, movies.
Yeah. So I think the people that are
Cartoons.
pissed at it are just people who are grumpy and...
No, I do think that. So my son watches Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Now I do hate that.
Isn't he like Spin on that or something?
Yeah, I was going to say I don't
Miles?
like the
It's
name
weird.
that they gave him for that.
I don't understand that.
But I do think that that's a great way to get that generation to accept all three of them, because it's Spider-Gwen, it's Miles.
Well, look at like the End of the Spider-Verse movie. You know what I mean? You have people that are our age, grown people who don't read comic books who know who Miles is now just from that movie. So. Yes, that book does have a ceiling. What that ceiling is, I don't think we've seen it yet. I think it's going to go up. It'll continue to go up. 100%.
I think we both agree that it's going to stay a blue chip book for the modern era. And then the last piece that I'll say in terms of it having a ceiling is, and we talked about this earlier also, when Captain Marvel died and they tried to replace him with several different characters. And this is a C or D list character, at least by today's standards. I know they're trying to elevate it back to being like a higher tier character.
Sure. I also think there's a big difference between Spider-Man and Captain Marvel.
There are.
Huge difference.
But what I'm saying is, like, people really identify Spider-Man as being Peter Parker. So with him being on the table, it's a little bit...
Also, if you say Captain Marvel to somebody now, nobody thinks
Carol.
of... Yeah, you totally think of Carol.
Although they brought Captain Marvel back now.
They did. Yeah. But people, like, yeah.
And it's been 40 years, 35 years, whatever it has been.
Something like that, yeah.
Since his death.
Totally. He used to be green.
Yes. So, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I do think that those grouchy guys are very wrong, and like I said, I think have other reasons as to why they aren't.
Yeah. I mean, I think the answer is always collect what you like and read what you like at the end of the day.
Yeah. So
and if what you like is worth a bunch of money, cool.
So much like you said, I think there is a ceiling. I don't think we
haven't hit it yet.
That we've hit it.
Which kind of sucks, because I wish it would kind of hit that ceiling so I could pick up a copy and another copy of it.
Maybe you need to go on one of those groups and start bad-mouthing Miles. Like, hey, guys, this book has a ceiling.
Sure, yeah. No, I couldn't do that. I can't do that.
So, well, I'm glad that you like the way I worded it. And
yeah, I'm way less angry about it now than I was earlier. I mean, I wasn't mad at it. I was mad at it, but yeah. I get defensive over Miles.
I get it. So we'll turn the page on that one. I guess we'll keep an eye on that one. And before we move on to the next topic, we'll say, don't forget to LCS, like, comment, and subscribe, your local comic book shop, Brainstorm Comics and Gaming's YouTube channel. Don't forget, we will also be at the Clarion this Sunday. Not you.
No, I'll be there. I'll be there. I just won't be with you. I do enough work. I deserve a day off.
So
I was in here on my day off working.
We'll be there slinging comics, and also
I'll be there buying comics.
We will also be we'll be holding a pressing seminar. We'll be talking about and showing how we press and clean comic
Not
books.
me, to be fair. I don't mess with that.
Brainstorm Comics and Gaming will be there.
I don't want to confuse the people.
And then starting this Saturday, we're going to film our first investment video.
So excited.
So it's called The Comic Portfolio. We'll have that up hopefully mid next week at the latest.
I will also not be participating in
You
that.
were invited. You said
I was.
That it's not your strength
I'm bad
or
at that.
What you're,
I'm very bad
or
at
what you're
that.
really interested in comics.
I'm very bad at that. I would give people very poor advice. Super bad advice.
So I will tell you, I honestly believe if you buy stories that you believe in, like that are strong stories, you will end up making money on them.
At the end of the day, yeah.
Because those characters those storylines tend to become memorable and become movies. Whether you're talking about DC animated movies or Marvel like live action, or now the TV shows that they do.
Where we're at now with this thing that we do with expensive paper and expensive plastic and stuff like that, a lot of what fuels it is nostalgia. We are the adults now that have the money and the means and the time to have all these things that made us happy as kids. So the stuff that's coming out now, you're going to have the same thing in a next generation.
So that's why I think a lot of people are wrong about print dying. Well, the reason I say that is because you have a test group that pays you for the right to test test their material to see whether it's good enough for the for the movies or TV shows or what have you. And you have it all storyboarded, and you have it all like loosely plotted. Obviously, you need to add a lot to get up to 2 hours or whatever you want to get the movie up to. But I don't know. I think the rumors of the comic book's death is greatly exaggerated, but
it ain't time.
But we'll move on to topic number 2. So the office members of Image apparently are working to unionize. So we didn't talk about this last week. I meant to include it in our topics, but we ended up going over in terms of time and stuff anyway. So, but let's talk about generically first. Obviously, I don't think most people will have a problem with people fighting for higher wages or better work conditions or vacation time or what have you. However, there was a rumor on one of the comic book groups that I'm in. Like I said, I looked for it. I couldn't find it. I asked an employee about it. And,
I hadn't heard this at all. So.
And she said that she had seen it also. I still haven't been able to find an article that stated it. So just to clarify before we go into the next part, this is
allegedly.
Yes. So apparently, according to those rumors, they are fighting for the right to state which creators they will and will not work with.
Yeah, they're not allegedly like trying to unionize. That is the thing that's
Yes.
happening. Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you feel about that part?
It's weird coming from that company in particular. I think just the whole thing in general, because that company was founded on creators doing creator things because they wanted to, and they kind of all have a history. Liefeld, especially if you watch the little documentary of him like overpaying and having like 50,000 people in his office and just, you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird that they're...
Although he referred to them as his children.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm not saying he's great or anything. But it just seemed kind of weird that Image of all the places was the one that was like, we're going to unionize because we need things to be better. You would think that founded on the principles that they're founded on, that it would already kind of be a great place to work. In that, I'm not saying it's not a great place to work, but maybe they wouldn't need to unionize. That's kind of an odd one as a request, I feel like. I feel like being able to pick and choose who you want to intern for or clerk for or work with creator-wise is a little strange without knowing how it's set up now or what they have to deal with now. It's a really hard one, I think, to kind of have a take on. So without more information, it's really hard for me to like say this is silly or this is cool or this is how it should be or I don't know. That one kind of took me back a little bit. It's an odd request, I feel like.
So I think I've told you before. I'm pretty much you can have whatever opinions you want as long as it's not on store premises and when you're representing the store or what have you. And I feel that same way about
I get yelled at all the time for that. Yeah.
I feel the same way about corporations and things like that. When you're on premises, you abide by their rules, and once you're outside of there,
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, I know the NFL is different. I know a lot of sports teams are different. If you act outside of the codes of conduct, a lot of actors also are held to different standards as well because of you're representing the Disney brand. You can't say X, Y, or Z even when you're off the clock and not on set. But this seems so. My concern about this, and the person that told me that said, well, if you don't want to work with a homophobic jerk, you shouldn't have to work with a homophobic jerk. And I'm I understand to a degree, but I'm are they saying it to their face? Is it because they said it in the press or whatever? And don't get me wrong, I'm not condoning anybody saying those things, but at the same time, I think that that those sort of things can easily be turned in the other direction, and like you start like, oh, I refuse to work with this person because of X, Y, or Z, and you keep lowering that threshold as to what that person can.
Sure,
say.
but I mean, does anybody want to work for like a homophobic? I mean, if someone's not wanting to work with someone, there's probably a reason behind that, and if they're a difficult person or someone who is.
See, but that gets into a different thing. So if you're talking about a difficult person, then yes, I think by all means, like, then try and get rid of the creator.
But that to me, I don't know how like corporations and offices and stuff run because I ain't never done that. But like, it seems kind of like an HR issue. Like, if you don't, I mean, you work in an office, right? Like, what happens if you were like, so what happens if like you don't want to work with somebody if you're like not vibing and you're butting heads, and you probably like go to HR, right? And you're like, hey, we're having like issues we can't resolve.
So normally,
I don't know.
I mean, normally it would be whether it happened
when my coworkers and I get mad at each other, we just yell at each other,
right? Like,
never had to.
like,
because you're just too nice of a guy.
Or on business premises or not. Like, I'm not gonna. So, a company that I used to work for, I was posting things on Facebook that they were not very fond of because I was posting them about the company and things that they were doing that I found lacking in integrity
That's shady. Disappointed in you, John.
And they were attempting to fire me as a result of it.
Right.
And I played the game better than they played it.
Cool.
So,
but yeah, like I said, this just seems like a weird HR issue to me, and not necessarily something that like I said, I'm completely out of left field on this one. I heard nothing about this before you told me that this morning. So like I said, without really more, I can see where you're coming from. I think
but
that
you know me, like I'm very much like whatever you believe, fine. Just don't bring it to the workplace or whatever. Like,
sure.
I don't want any part of it.
It's also weird to me because like you're kind of led to believe that company is run like creator owned. It's these creators making these books. Image just publishes them, kind of.
So let's bring up an example. So let me bring up a what if, and I don't know whether this is the case or not. It is purely a what if. So.
This is like weird internet uncharted waters. I don't know, man.
We talked about Immortal Hulk and how Joe Bennett was slipping things into the back pages or whatever.
Yes.
So what if those image writer or image office workers were like, I don't want to work with Al Ewing because he worked with Joe Bennett. And
cool. That seems like an HR issue. I think it's like it's just like a weird thing to like try to put in like a union negotiation. Maybe it's that bad there. Maybe they don't have that choice, and maybe they're forcing people to work with people who they don't agree with their moral, religious / whatevers.
We are
you know
speaking
what I mean?
hypotheticals.
Like,
We don't know the
I have no idea.
What if Jay Lee started working there and they were like, oh no, we don't want to work with him. Tom King said he's part of Comics Gate, and like I don't want any part of it.
Sure. I can see there being a slippery slope there if that's the case. But then that goes back to the whole like, well, those people that you use as examples, they're turd people and they did turd things.
Well,
so nobody should want to work with them. Like,
I don't think Jay Lee is necessarily a terrible person.
Al Ewing's not a turd person either, but you know what I mean? Like, if you wouldn't want to work, I feel like if that's the example that's being given, then like those people probably aren't chill people to be around, and it's probably not a good environment to be in. So like, why would Image have them anyway? So I don't know. It just feels like this weird. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying though is, how deeply do you go into like the employees' feelings in terms of who they do and do not want to work with? At some point,
I mean,
at
the end of the
to
day,
do the job you hired them to do.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's kind of I think the last thing that's gonna have the last word, and at the end of it is like, if you don't want to work with this person and this is what your job is to work with this person, then you're just going to have to find another job.
Yeah.
If this is all the case, and if this is really something that's happening, and this isn't just weird internet rumors. So yeah, this one's definitely, I think, way more of like, I would kind of.
We need more information.
We need more information.
Okay. But you understand what I'm saying in terms of.
And you understand what I'm saying, right?
Like, again.
We have reached an armistice.
If Joe Bennett went to work there, I would fully understand. Like, hey, I don't know whether he's going to slide something into the background. I don't want to work with that guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's an anti-Semitic person.
Yeah.
At least his art seems to lend credence to the to that opinion.
I am of the opinion that but
So we'll turn the page on that one. Having reached no real consensus outside of, we need more information.
More information. So if anyone knows about that, just drop a comment in there. Let us know what's up.
Like I said, when I saw that
Educate us.
When I saw that on that one forum, I went looking for it because I was like, is that true?
Yeah, like I said,
I'm one of those people that do. I'm like, just because I see, nope. I don't.
Yeah. And I definitely like heard some tidbits about them, unionizing, and Todd McFarlane put something up about
Well, apparently
being
Image is
transparent.
soft, giving it the thumbs up. Like, yeah, we wish them the best of luck with that.
I mean, Image at the end of the day is a corporation. They make a lot of money. They do a thing. So anytime that, and I am very pro-union, so don't get me wrong, but anytime that happens in a corporate environment, of course, with lawyers and stuff like that, they're always going to be like cautious and stuff. I mean, I hope they really like can figure it out. And
I don't think Image is really on their side.
I mean, once again, that's some weird. I ain't trying to talk no.
I'll show you the PR the press release.
I read it.
Did you?
Yeah, I read it.
It was very
corporate.
Yes, it was. They've become what they hated.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother. Look, we have Thai food to get to today, we can't be going. We can't be going on these.
Getting
rambling.
cold as we speak. How cold can we make his Thai food?
Don't make his Thai food, man.
He looked at his.
Can't make that kitty walk cold.
All right, so we'll move on to the next topic, and that is an unboxing. So we will take a pause here to get ready for the unboxing.
So you can put on your hat.
So we got the new CGC box.
It's thick here today. Spicy.
Spicy peppers. That's why we got yellow.
I wish you would stop spoiling what's in the boxes for me, though. Can we?
You.
Yes, you did. I know what's in that box. I don't like knowing what's in the box.
You don't know the grade.
But that's not the same. I want to be surprised. I want the thrill of Christmas morning and opening the package and not knowing what's in it. I don't care about spoilers, but for this I care. I don't know why.
The Grinch. I just stole your Christmas.
You did just steal my Christmas.
Anyway.
See, like the viewers, they don't know what's in the box. They get the surprise. I don't get the surprise.
You know who's turning around my books in like 2.5 weeks? CBCS.
I know. We looked at it this morning. Go CBCS. You know who's not doing that? CGC.
I told you this morning.
But they have opened all their boxes, guys.
No, they haven't. I'm telling you, I have a box in CCS that has been there for 4 months now, and I emailed them and said, hey, why can I click on all the rest of my books but not
And they
this one?
sent you a message that said, look, dude, we opened all the boxes.
They sent me a message saying, hey, we have 6 months. We told you in the turnaround time.
We opened those boxes.
Whatever.
They opened those boxes.
I'm not
It also bugs me that you do this with scissors. I don't know why, but it really, it bugs me. We're grown men. We should have knives.
They're not sharp scissors.
I know. It bugs me even more.
I should probably be trusted with safety scissors.
All he cares about is Thai food. Spicy peppers.
This is the peppers.
This is a spicy one, I will say. Even though,
How do you know?
because I know what's in it.
You don't know nothing.
I know what's in it. Much to my chagrin. See, I'm not excited. You can see my face this time. Not excited. I know. I might be excited when I see the grade, but my surprise was spoiled.
You know, I told you earlier we should get an attaché case with some foam cut out so we can slowly reveal it.
That project is so far down the to-do list. I'm here for it.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
What's the size of it? I might have one.
Don't encourage him, please.
I might have one ready.
How about this size?
Because somehow or another, there's going to be a handcuff to a wrist involved. There's going to be a barometric code or something on it. Let's just not encourage him.
I think I should.
He already wears a pepper hat. Let's not give him any more leeway.
So this seems like a pretty large slab.
Yes, it does. It is a little larger than a modern comic.
And yet here we are with a modern book in our hands.
Did you take off the wrong? Okay.
So what we have here is one of the books that a lot of people have been chasing over the last 12 months. Actually, probably the last 35 years. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, #1, 3rd printing, 6.5.
Spicy.
I think it probably was better than the 6.5, but
I mean, that looks a lot nicer than a 6.5. I'm not looking at the back though. I can't really see the spine from here.
I have thoughts about stuff, but I won't share them on camera because
That'll be a first.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby together.
so there's a little indentation over here. A little bit.
Oh yeah, I can see that from here. Yeah, totally. It's on the back though.
Take out the plastic.
It's on the back though.
You can
Yeah,
put
let me
it
see
for the
that bad
camera
boy.
there.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it myself. Oh, there's a crease there. That presents super well though. Honestly,
Yeah, I think it's better than a 6.5.
that is a super nice 6.5.
You show it to the
Super
camera there.
nice 6.5.
A very spicy pepper. We'll be taking this to the Comic-Con on Sunday.
Yeah. Bring your checkbooks. Actually, don't bring your checkbook. That's bad. Who writes checks anymore anyway? Bring your debit card. That's better. Or cash.
Cash is best.
Bitcoin. I don't know. Dogecoin. We don't take that either. Nah, this is super nice. This is rad.
So, the one that I can't click on at CGC is either 1, 2, and 4 or 1, 3, and 4. And it irks me that I cannot click on it. And
Yeah. It's so wild that this is what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like first look like. Like this, like when I first saw,
they were a Daredevil parody.
yeah, like TMNT on the shelf. Like I kicked myself. Like I wish I could go back in time because I saw this on the shelves as a kid and was like, "Yo, that's weird," and I didn't buy it, and I should have because I'd have a lot of money right now. But yeah, this is the old black and white
Third printing.
third printing. Still, don't let the third printing deter you because this is still a hot book.
Hard to find books. Still.
Super hard to find, especially in this nice of a shape.
Good to pair with the Raphael we have as well.
It is good to pair with the Raphael.
So we were very happy about getting this one back.
So happy we threw it in the Turning the Page video.
That is correct.
So that's a little bonus for all of you
So
who don't watch the unboxings but watch Turning. See, you're throwing the hat now. So angry.
we'll get. I'm not angry. I'm moving on to topic number 4.
Topic number 4.
Best Wednesday ever.
Best Wednesday ever.
What do you got for us?
I don't know. Why don't you start today?
You want me to start?
Yeah, I want you to start today.
The past is having the best Wednesday ever.
Past.
Why is the past having the best Wednesday ever?
That's a weird
3
one.
reasons. Number
Okay,
1,
give it to me.
Robin's number 1. New Robin introduced. Apparently there was a Robin before Dick Grayson. You're definitely going to check
And
that one out.
he's mad about it.
Well,
Not Dick Grayson.
I think
He's
it's-
maybe
I think it's a
mad about
female.
it.
I think it's a-
She's
yeah.
mad because I've been working all day. I haven't read it yet, but it seems super dope.
Yeah. I think that one's going to be a hot book to have.
Hot like fire.
Number 2 as to why the past is having the best Wednesday ever. The collection that we've been working on all day today. 80s and 90s books. We're going to have a lot
80s
of
and 90s, tons of indie.
Marvel, DC,
DC.
and independent.
So much Vertigo.
So much Vertigo.
I think I rebagged and boarded an entire long
you
box.
may have damaged like 10 invisible books.
I did not damage them. They're fine. I don't even want to hear it, man. Okay, so much Invisibles, old Hellblazer, Preacher. There's like a full run of Goddess in there. Sandman, some Faust. If you've never seen Faust, it's wild. Don't let your kids look at it. It's dirty, but it's crazy. It's like it's weird. You can see it on Sunday. Don't show your kids though. What else?
I forget what the third one is. I'll think of it later. We'll go to you.
You get oh man. There's some really cool old Mignola DC stuff in there, like early before he got all weird and boxy. It's super duper. It's chef's kiss.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. Period.
Super good stuff, yeah.
There's a signed Jim Lee X-Men #1 that we put over in our press and clean area.
Yep.
So we can send that off.
I didn't get to touch that one apparently. I just got to do all the weird Scud. So much Scud too. I didn't know there was that much Scud.
What were you most shocked about that there was?
Kabuki. My goodness, so much Kabuki.
Milk and cheese.
Milk and cheese. Man, there was so much weird, cool old '90s, very indie stuff that I'd never
Grant
seen
Morrison
before.
stuff that you don't see very often.
Grant Morrison on books that I never knew Grant Morrison was on. Yeah, it was.
Animal Man. Down the
I didn't go through any Animal Man. No,
I did.
I had all the weird stuff. I think you just gave me all the weird stuff, which I'm totally okay with.
I forget the third reason as to why the past was having the best Wednesday ever, but we'll come back to it. I had 3 reasons. They were all up here. I shook my head too hard though.
You
It
did.
was that stupid
It was the pepper hat?
It was the pepper
You gonna blame
hat.
the pepper hat? I
I,
don't know if you can blame the
you know
pepper
that
hat.
show where they make you eat peppers and then you can't like think and stuff.
I don't think like we can say the name because they'll probably like get mad at us.
you can say it.
And I'm not eating hot wings on the air for you. Like that's weird.
Yeah,
Because I
so-
feel like this is where it's gonna go. Like we're not hot ones, dude. We're not that cool.
So I think that's why I forgot it. But I'll remember it. Maybe we'll see.
It's
I don't know.
it's a weird thing to blame it on. Anyway, it's such a weird flex. Okay, so the Superman book that came out this week,
Son of Kal-El.
Son of Kal-El is having the best week
Wednesday
ever for a very specific reason, and it's a little circle about this big on the top corner of it with the pride flag in it. It is an insanely great middle finger to everybody who had everything to say about that book, and I absolutely adore it.
Yeah,
Love it.
definitely.
Kudos, DC.
Already selling above cover price also.
Just that's a hand. That's got to clap for that one. That's great. Perfect way to just they don't care what all of those old boomers said. Kal-El's bisexual and he's here and fuck it.
It's not Kal-El.
Whatever. I don't even care what his name is. I don't even read the book. It's Superman, but it's great.
You're gonna encourage all those people.
I don't
out there
care.
Who
It's great.
are like, don't make Superman.
Make Superman gay. Make them all gay. Superman, Batman. Fuck it. Make them all gay. Don't make Batman gay.
They already
No,
did-
make Batman
they already
gay.
did all the Authority.
Yeah.
Well, the character that's like him.
Midnighter?
Midnighter.
Okay, I was going to say, is there a reason we're not saying his name? Yeah, Midnighter. I mean, Midnighter's a little different when you get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways, Midnighter is better.
Ram V having the best.
Did it come to you? Is that why? That's not
Ever.
the past, though. Ram V's not in the past. No?
We're moving on to the next one.
Yeah. Oh, okay, there was more?
Ram V having the best Wednesday
Okay.
ever. Radio Apocalypse hit the ground running. He's definitely a rising star in the industry. I know Balmori is like all on the Ram V train.
Can we record Balmori's, like, hot takes on stuff? Because they're amazing.
It disappointed me. Bad takes, bad descriptions.
Balmori's
Bad
descriptions.
descriptions
Balmori, if you're watching this, you're going to be a star.
Bad descriptions on how to describe comic book stories for having the best Wednesday ever. So I asked Balmori if he had read Chicken Devil, and he said it wasn't his cup of tea. And like I'm okay with that. But
That's
normally,
fine.
But I normally
That's
ask
fine.
like, well, why didn't
Chicken Devil is amazing.
I
Chicken Devil is having the best Wednesday ever. Again, I don't care if it's not even came out today. It
did.
came out today. It should have
did.
come out last week, but it came out today.
So I asked him why he didn't like it, and he goes,
This is the
well,
best.
I just didn't get why you guys liked it so much. I go, but what about it? Then and he said, because it's about a guy who swore revenge because he can't make chicken anymore. I go, that's not what the book is about.
I mean, in the essence, in the simplest terms, he is very disappointed that he can't make his hot chicken anymore. That is not why he dons a chicken suit and goes on a killing spree, though. It is far more complicated than that. The book is amazing. That kind of made my day hearing that terrible take on that, because it's like it gives you a slight like a peek, if you will, into the inner workings of Balmori's mind, and it's a scary, scary place to be. Scary, scary, scary place to be.
I may have flipped out a little bit when he told me that. I was like, that is not what this book is about. Are you sure you read it? I mean, I told him he had to go home and read it again.
Yeah, it's way more involved than that. And it's way more good than that. Like Chicken Devil is super good, super good. Read Chicken Devil.
It is kind of a light week this week.
It is kind of a light week this week, yeah.
So,
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, big reveal in Moon Knight.
Big reveal in Moon.
surprises.
Big surprise.
Having the best Wednesday ever.
You're going to want to go flip back through your collection and see.
Again, Robbins fits into that category also.
Robbins does fit in that category. Yeah. Who's writing Robbins?
Tim Seeley.
Yep.
I think it's Tim Seeley.
Yep.
I just
think
wore a
it's-
pepper hat, so I don't remember.
You can't blame everything on the pepper hat. That's not a valid. It's not a valid thing.
Burning my brain right now.
It is not burning your brain.
Okay, maybe me holding the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I held it. My brain's pretty burned already, though. In all honesty.
Is there anything else having the best Wednesday ever? Our cameraman is having the best Wednesday ever.
He's about to get that Thai food. If you're in the Frederick area, you should eat where he's eating from.
You can say it. I don't care.
Should I say it? Yeah. Do you want to say it since you're going to eat from there?
I'm not on mic.
I mean, yeah, you can come up and get on mic. I'm sure that the people out there might want to see what you
He's
look
eating a
like.
kitty watt.
He's eating a kitty watt. Yeah, you should. And if you're in the area, go to Kitty Watt. Eat a kitty watt. It's
I'm
amazing.
eating Thai food also, but not from kitty watt.
No, your Thai food doesn't count.
I think it counts. I like it.
It's not from Kitty Watt.
Okay, fine. I had Thai food also last night.
You Thai food last night. You're having Thai food tonight.
I love Thai food.
I'm eating meal prep tonight. It's boring. It's rice and vegetables.
It's pretty much Thai food.
I mean, it is. It's just there's not like the good spices and fried pork belly or whatever. You know, it's just plain.
You did have good Indian food for lunch.
I did cheat a little bit, and I had some Indian food for lunch, and it was delicious.
We did a lot of talk about food in this episode.
We did. Maybe we're all just really hungry right now. It is we're a little later than we usually are. There's peppers
There are peppers.
on the table.
So we will turn the page on the best Wednesday ever,
The
though.
best Wednesday
And we will
ever.
remind you to once again to like, comment, subscribe to the Brainstorm Comics and Gaming, your local comic book shop's YouTube channel. All of it is greatly appreciated. I think we're close to 230 subscribers, closing in on 200 videos. Also, we're starting to pump them out pretty fast here. Like I said, don't forget to keep an eye out for the comic portfolio. I know Chris isn't participating, but I know he's interested in watching.
I'm gonna watch it. Yep. And maybe something new in the pipe. A little something coming soon.
Which one are you talking about? I
It's a
don't
little
even.
teaser.
I have so many things.
You do have a lot of things. I'm talking me in general. We're gonna do something a little new.
Oh
I think.
yeah. I got the thing on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We have some things to work on that.
We
Oh,
have
and then
many things.
If
Yeah.
you guys are into gaming as well, come in and check out our gaming room that we are very close to finalizing here.
I will be very glad when it is done.
Yeah. I still need to find somebody that can do floors relatively cheaply.
That's a nice way to sneak a plug in there, buddy. That's a nice way. All right, we have to go. Folks.
All right. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.